What's up, everyone? It's your boy Stump, and welcome back to the last video. Not welcome back. What do I say? Welcome back to the last video. So this is the last video of the year. I'm going to be taking a break from making content, and I'll be coming back on the 6th next year. So I figured I'd make this video just so that way you guys have an idea of what is to come next year, and also just to say thank you for this year. This year has been awesome. We almost hit 10,000 subs. I was hoping we'd get to 20,000, and if we could even get to 20,000 at this point, I will still do that backflip that like I promised. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, good. So a lot of you have been asking, what are the plans for this channel for next year? First of all, we're going to be doing a lot more ranked gameplay. We're also going to be doing some VOD reviews of Pro League and probably Worlds. We're also going to be doing Rank 101, which is kind of tied into the comp VOD review. And then for live streams, it's going to be a lot of custom games, more custom games, hopefully next year, because this year hasn't really been that great as far as live stream consistency goes. And then maybe I'll throw some tips and tricks shorts in the mix as well. Probably some highlights from the ranked games that I record. Definitely not going to be doing any live stream ranked because that ended poorly. As a matter of fact, that last ranked game that I played was the only ranked game that I lost since I started using Gyro. I've won like 5 games in a row after using Gyro. And of course, I did bottom frag most of those. But the one that I mid fragged, I remember it was on US servers. I did a lot better on US servers than European servers, obviously, because I don't play well enough. Also, I want to give a shout out to JW for helping me fix my sensitivity. It's a process. I feel like I'm starting to get used to the lower Y sense, and it's helping a lot. Hitting a lot more shots consistently without too much problems. And also, something that was also told to me by Ian, don't know who he plays for, but he said, gave me a couple pointers when I'm playing on Europe servers is to just keep peeking when I'm holding angles like that, because if I just hold the angle like that, they're just going to pre-fire me. Anyways, thanks for that. I appreciate the tips. Look at me getting tips from comp players. Like y'all want me to go comp. I'm not a comp player. I'm a content creator. There's a difference. And lastly, the last part of this video I want to talk about is the Bot Accusations. Now, if you've watched my Wingman Made Me Angry video, which it didn't really make me angry, it just frustrated me. Towards the end, game 11, you'll find the timestamp in the video. It says bot encounter. That is where I have found or ran into bots. Now, I took this to the devs and some other guys who were in the chat as well. They were looking at it saying it was really weird, really strange coincidences, but nothing's really come from that yet. Plus, I haven't really ran into any more like obvious bots, but I feel like they're more than what has been led on to, and I feel like this has been going on for way longer than what I have noticed. And the reason why I called those 2 players bots in my video is because it was setting off a lot of red flags for me. And you're probably thinking, Stump, what are your red flags? How can you tell that they were bots? And I'll tell you here, I've got 3 red flags that if all 3 are checked, they're definitely bots. If 2 are checked, they're most likely bots, but I'm not sure. 1, need more evidence. Obviously, you can't just go 1 and done. It's like 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. So the first thing that I noticed for bots, or that I look for bots, is their player ID, or in-game name. Now, if you didn't know, your player ID is linked to your ops name when you first create a new account. So if you have ops followed by a series of numbers, those numbers are going to be your ID. And in that game, both of those players had an almost identical ID, but just their last digit was off by 1. Another red flag for me personally, the time it took for them to spawn into the game. Now, normally people will stagger into like different servers, like you'll have 1 player connect and 2 players connect almost simultaneously. It'll be very different. Or if you're in a party, then all you will just connect at once. But both of these players spawned in the exact same time that I joined the game. And what's weird is that the dev I was talking with looked at their profiles and said that that was the only time that those 2 played together. They didn't play at all after that. So the fact that they weren't in a party makes it very suspicious. And lastly, the third red flag that I have for bots is their movement. Bots will move in straight lines 100% of the time. Now, any other player, they'll have their joystick moving back and forth a little bit just to adjust to be able to look at different angles. And I know new players don't know how to do that, but they don't walk in straight lines. As far as I'm concerned, they follow the same path trajectory every single time. Even though there might be a couple different path variants, they will always follow those paths. And the reason I say that is because I noticed over a year ago, I noticed 2 players on my team were walking the exact same path in a straight line on division in the middle area going towards those comms, or towards the right side of the map if you're on the coalition. They were walking the exact same way. Their movements were synced. They were looking in the exact same direction as well. However, the first player moved on, and the second player stood there, jiggled back and forth a little bit, just holding that angle, which doesn't really do much. But yeah, I saw that, and I was like,
What?
there's no way somebody is botting in Critical Ops. Who would bot in such a game like this? I'll tell you who. Cheat developers. The only reason for someone to be making bot accounts is to create new accounts rapidly. Because you don't need a very high level to get into ranked, you could just create a bot, have it play a few matches, and then once it reaches level 2, then that's when those bots will just log off. And then you could keep making accounts like that over and over again, make rank-ready accounts. And then when someone wants to buy your cheats, they'll sell you the account, and they'll sell you the cheat program as well. And if they get banned, then they can just sell them another account. And it keeps going and going and going until eventually the cheat gets detected by the anti-cheat, and that's not going to happen in Critical Ops anytime soon. And you're probably thinking, Stump, there's no way that there's bots in multiplayer. Well, let me just say this. There are people who are smarter than the devs, and there are also people who know how to code better than the devs, which I'm not saying that just to shit on them. I'm just saying there are people who are going to be better than you in most areas. And I should know, I got comp players giving me tips and tricks. So the fact that there could be someone out there who knows how to make bots and knows how to code their pathing on different maps, it is highly possible. Because, you know, data miners are always leaking the next update for Critical Ops anyway, so they could probably have old versions of the maps saved somewhere, and then they could just make a mapping route or route I don't understand. And they can make a bot and then have it go a certain route on a specific map. I'm not saying the devs are bad. I'm just saying there are people who are better at coding than the devs. And the fact that this has gone under our noses for so long, it's going to be hard to find these bots because there's so many new players joining. Quite honestly, I think most of these new players might be bots. All right, I'm done ranting about the bots. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.